I am going to title this one, Living LaVida Wh. Yeah, y'all heard me. It's called Living LaVida Wh. And I think you probably have an idea of where I'm going with this. We all have a cross to bear in this life. Nobody is perfect. We've all done some things in the past that we regretted. Some of us had to pay a hefty price, but the price was paid. A lot of us have moved on. That's a part of the past. But you have some people that are doing the same dumb, negative stuff that they were doing since they were 20 years old, 30 years old, and they're 50 and 60 trying to do the same thing with the same amount of gusto. And one of those things is sexual irresponsibility, aka living la vida whoredom. Now, if you're single and that's your lifestyle and the people that you deal with are down with it and everybody's all above board and out in the open about it, okay, that's fine. But when you start dragging those serious-minded, permanent people who don't co-sign with what you're dealing with, and you turn around and get involved with them and start placing responsibilities into the picture, then that's when you're going to have a problem. There are some people in this world that are sexually irresponsible. Could be a biological thing. It could be the way they were brought up. It could be the way they were indoctrinated or how they were taught. Don't know. But the thing is that they're running around here being sexually irresponsible, and they get sexually irresponsible with people and they're bringing other people into this world, and that's where the problem comes in. Especially if one of those children turn out to be a girl. I can't speak for the guys. But let's say that you were a male or a female and you lived your life like that. I've seen it more so in guys than I do in females, the strange behavior. And the strange behavior that I'm referring to is all of a sudden becoming super dad or helicopter dad the minute this child hits puberty, because you're scared that karma's going to bite you in the ass through your children. And 9 times out of 10 it is. Now, like I said, it'd be different if you did it before and you went ahead and changed your life around. But some of y'all are parents to not only one daughter, but several daughters, and y'all still running around out here doing the same shit. And you're 40, 50, 60 years old, and you got these girls, and you running around here trying to play helicopter dad, super dad, Spider-Man dad, Batman dad, Aquaman dad, any kind of superhero that you can think of to these girls, and these girls have seen you in action. That's the problem. And it goes back to what I say about children don't go by what you say, they go by what they see. You can talk to them as much as you want, but if you're not making any effort on your end to live the way that you're speaking, they're not going to follow what you say. They're going to go by your example, because they're figuring in their minds and their little childlike mind, well, why is mom telling me this if mom is not doing it? So if mom is not doing it, then it must not be important. So therefore, if mom turns around and says it again, I'm going to ignore mom because mom's not doing what she's telling me to do. You hear what I'm saying? And this is serious. And some of y'all go to the extreme. You abuse them, or you turn around and you take privileges away from them just to get your point across, but it doesn't matter because you're not living what you're saying. And when you question about it, the few children that do question it, then you want to say, do as I say and not as I do. That's not an answer, people. And unfortunately, a lot of them grow up thinking that they can say the same thing to their children. But see, what happens is their children get grown and they look back and see how they were treated. And they're like, I'm not going in the direction of my mama. I'm not going in the direction of my daddy. Now, I see a lot of this with dads. Like I said, I've seen it with moms as well. But I've seen it with a lot of dads. It's like the minute that their daughter becomes a teenager and starts looking like a woman and turning into a woman, and that's what's supposed to happen because that's biology, unless you guys in the household decide otherwise, they're going to develop either into a woman or a man regardless. And there's nothing you could do about that. All of a sudden, the alarm clock went off in that sleepy-ass brain of yours, and you finally thought, oh my gosh, I don't want them to be out here like I am. Well, what if they don't wind up out there like you are? They wind up bringing home something just like you. And Dad, that's what you're really afraid of. But the thing about it is, you haven't changed your attitude. You still got a side chick for the wife. You still doing it. You got to understand, this child has been watching you all of this time. They're watching your example. I could speak because I was on both sides of this. As a child, as an adult. And there wasn't nobody can tell me what was going on because I know what the hell I saw. What you gonna tell me? And every person that I ran into reflected my parents. Reflected their behaviors, good and bad. That's what children do. They pattern their relationships with people outside of the household based on what they see in the household. And if daddy is living LaVida Wh, thinking that it doesn't matter if he's an example or spend time with the family as long as he brings home a paycheck, it's going to get back to that child. Them children go to school with people who know people who know people. It's going to get back to them about their behaviors. So when they get old enough to start making decisions about sex, what kind of attitude do you think they're going to have? It's going to be one extreme or the other. They're either not going to want to be bothered with people and not develop any relationships, or they're going to be out there right along with you. So you might as well clean the car because they're riding shotgun with you when you hit them streets. And I hate to sound mean or anything, but I'm just telling you the truth. So don't turn around and talk about how you're going to get your peace because you found out that your daughter's boyfriend is out here in the street. She only picked what she saw coming up in the house. She picked somebody just like you, and you've peeped that, and you want to fix it all of a sudden. It's too late. It's too late. And some of y'all out here, when they're young, the first thing you're already thinking about it. They'll be the minute they're born, you're thinking about the fact that they're gonna grow up and deal with people. Oh, my child she ain't gonna go on no dates till she's 35. She ain't gonna marry nobody. Talking all that crazy shit. Nature's gonna happen, people. Nature's gonna happen. But if you want to live LaVida Wh, do us and the world a favor. Don't bring nobody in the world, please. Do your thing by yourself with whomever, and that's fine. That's the kind of lifestyle you want to live, fine. But don't bring no innocent people into that shit. Because that lifestyle is not going to be so much fun anymore when you see the heartache that your child is going through because you were irresponsible. It's a painful feeling. So with that being said, I'm going to leave y'all to it. Have a great day.